Okay, so let's start today's session. In the last lecture, we have taken the problem on the structural field that is basically applied with the bar under axial load. Okay, so in this lecture also we will take the some problem on the same field. Okay, and from the next lecture onwards, we will be starting with the bar under axial load but with thermal effect. Okay, so let's see the today's problem. So see this problem: three concentric rings, three concentric rings, three concentric rings of of different of different materials of different materials, three concentric rings of different materials are joined together, are joined together, are joined together as shown in figure, as shown in figure, as shown in figure. Determine the displacement, determine the displacement at the free end, determine the displacement at the free end, determine the displacement at the free end. Okay, so let's see the diagram. Okay, see why I am drawing the diagram, because you should first understand the problem. Okay, what is given, then only you will be able to properly go to the solution. Okay, so see this diagram, how they have given. So what they have given is they have given one, see this is basically the fixed end they have given. Okay, try to understand, this is basically the fixed end. Okay, this end is fixed. Okay, this end is fixed, and they have given one, see this is the center, this is basically the center. Okay, this is basically the center. Okay, now what you have, you have one ring. Okay, see as it is a ring, obviously it will have some inner diameter and it will have some outer diameter, right? So this is inner diameter and outer diameter. So this is basically inner diameter of the first ring, inner diameter of the first ring, and it is measuring, so I'll write down here, this inner diameter of first ring, it is measuring phi is equal to, that is diameter, it is 15, phi is 15, phi 15 for first ring. Okay, it's the inner diameter of the first ring. Okay, similarly you will have outer diameter. So this is basically the outer diameter, right? This is outer diameter. Obviously it will have some diameter, right? It will have some dimension. So I will call this dimension, or this dimension, it is again given. This dimension is phi is equal to 20. Phi is 20. Phi is 20. Okay. So this is all about first, right? So this is first ring. First ring with the inner diameter 15 and outer diameter 20. Right. Next, start with the another ring. Okay. So let's consider this another ring. This is another ring. Obviously, again, it will have some inner diameter and outer diameter, right? So this is inner diameter. Okay, this is inner diameter, and inner diameter is given as 25. Phi is equal to 25, and it will have outer diameter, right? It will have outer diameter. This is outer diameter. Outer diameter. Right. So let's see this outer diameter. Okay. Let's see this outer diameter. Phi is equal to 35. Phi is equal to 35. Am I audible to everyone? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, they have given one more. Let me show it like this. This is one second ring. See, I can directly display the problem, but that from that you are not able to understand. Next, I will have one more ring. Okay, so let it like this. This is one more ring with inner diameter 40. Okay, so this is the inner diameter of this ring. This is inner diameter of the ring, that is phi is equal to 40, right? And it will obviously have some outer diameter, right? It will have some outer diameter. Clear? It will have some outer diameter. Clear? And outer diameter is 50. Outer diameter is 50. Phi is okay. This outer diameter is 50, right? So are you able to understand how many rings you have? You have three rings. One with inner diameter 15, outer diameter 20, other with inner diameter 25, outer diameter 35, other with inner diameter 40 and outer diameter 50. Okay, so these three concentric rings are fixed at one support. Okay, and at other support, what they have done is they have attached one plate. Okay, they have attached one plate. This is basically the plate.
ईमेल
This
आईडी
is
डाल
plate.
जो तूने मेरे को दी थी उसके लिए
Okay.
आईडी बनाने के लिए, और यूजर नेम में जो
This
मैं
is the
तो
plate.
यूजर नेम में क्या डालें, एक मिनट मैं तो यूजर नेम और पासवर्ड बता देता हूँ, ठीक है?
See, I'm getting the noise. You can mute yourself. See, this is the fixed plate. Okay, so this is a fixed plate, right? This is fixed plate, right? So these three concentric rings are fixed at one end, and at other end they are attached to what? A fixed plate, right? And what they have done, they have applied some load here. They have applied the load P is equal to 80 kilonewton on this plate, right? Now see what they have given. See, there are three rings. So these three rings are of different material as they mentioned. Okay, so this first ring, it is of material with E as 200 gigapascal. This E1 is 200 gigapascal. Okay, for first. For second, it is 180 gigapascal. For second, it is E2, it is 180 gigapascal. And for third, it is E3, and it is 120 gigapascal. Okay, so yes or no? See, dimensions of every ring or diameter of every ring is different. At the same time, material of every ring is different, right? Clear? So now see, from this, tell me what is the first step? How will you proceed with the problem? How will you proceed with the problem? All of you know how to proceed with the problem. Let me know how to proceed with the problem. What they have asked, basically they have asked simple question: calculate displacement at free end. So what is the displacement at this end? They have asked. So tell me how to solve this problem. Tell me how to solve this problem.
सर लार्जेस्ट डायमीटर कितना लिखा हुआ है वो?
What are you asking?
लार्जेस्ट डायमीटर.
Largest diameter is 50. Largest diameter is 50. Tell me how to proceed with the problem. What is the very basic step in FEA?
Discretization.
What is the very basic step? Right, discretization. What is discretization?
Sir.
What is discretization? Tell me. It is basically dividing the entire domain into dividing the entire domain into number of subdomains. Okay, so tell me how many elements will be formed here? How many elements will be formed here? Tell me how many elements will be formed? How many elements we are supposed to form? As I told you, there are three criteria for discretization. One is, what is the first criteria? Change in cross section. Okay, first is change in cross section. So see, cross section area of every ring is different, right? Because their inner and outer diameter are different. Okay, so how many, based on change in cross section, how many elements based
Three.
on change in cross section, right? You will get 3 elements because there are 3 rings which are having 3 different cross sections, right? So you will get 3 element. Next is based on change in material, again how many elements you will get? Based on change in material, how many elements? Again 3. So those 3 elements, they are same which you got by change in cross sections, right? By change in cross section you are getting 3 elements. Again by change in material you are getting 3 elements, and those 3 elements are same as the elements which you have got based on change in cross sections, right? So for this problem, how many elements will be formed? 3 elements will be formed. Now see, if you see, those 3 elements are connected between same nodes. See this ring, it is between this and this point, right? Again see this ring, second ring, again it is between this fixed support and this plate. Again see this ring 3, it is between again fixed support and the plate, right? So if I call this as node 1, that is fixed point, I will get the same element. Okay, I will get these 3 elements within same point. So I will call this as the first ring, right? Then again I will have this as a second ring. Okay, this is second ring. And again I will have this one more, right? And this is third ring. Okay, getting or not? And all these 3 rings are between same nodes, that is node 1 and 2. Are you able to get what diagram I have drawn?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You can see these 3 elements. See, these 3 elements are nothing but 3 rings which are basically connected between same nodes. Point number 1, it is nothing but fixed support. Point number 2, it is nothing but a plate, right? So you have these 3 elements between same nodes, right? Now question will be, see, if you need to write down element stiffness matrix, you need to write down the area, right? Area. And here the area is not directly given. So area you need to calculate. What is that area? It's a cross sectional area, right? So if I need to calculate the cross section area for A1, how I'll write down? It's a circular cross section, right? So it is pi by 4 d2 square minus d1 square. Is it clear or not? Pi by 4 d2 square minus d1 square. Is it okay? So pi by 4 into what is d2? Diameter. See, I am talking about cross sectional area of ring 1. So for ring 1 there are 2 diameter, one is 20 and second is 15. So whichever is it is higher, it is 20, right? So it is 20 square minus 15 square. Is it okay? Is it okay or not? Let me know.
Yes, sir.
See, because if we need to write down the value of element stiffness matrix, it is AE by L 1 minus 1 minus 1 1, where you require the area, and area it is not given in the problem. So instead of area they have given the diameter. So based on the diameter, as these are the rings, that means what? They will be having circular cross sections. So how will you calculate circular cross section using diameter? Obviously it is pi by 4 d2 square minus d1 square. So from this you just get this value, right? So let me know how much you're getting.
137.44.
137.44 mm square, right? Mm square. See these dimensions, they are in mm, right? See one length I forgot to mention in this diagram is this length is 100 mm. This length is 100 mm, right? It is given in the problem. Okay, see A1 you have calculated. Now calculate A2. How will you calculate A2? It is pi by 4 again. For this one, this is D4, this is D3. D4 square minus D3 square, right? So it is equal to pi by 4 into D4 is 35 square minus This is 25, right? 35 and 25 for second ring. So tell me how much you're getting this value.
471.23.
471.23, right? Mm square, right? Next, go for A3. A3, calculate the value of A3, right? A3, how will calculate A3? Again, third ring will have two diameter. One is 50 and second is 40, right? So it is pi by 4 d6 square minus d5 square, right? So it is pi by 4 into, what is d6? It is 50 square minus, what is d5? It is 40 square, right? So is equal to, tell me how much you are getting.
706.85.
706.85, right? So you have calculated the cross-sectional area, right? You have calculated what? Cross-sectional area, right? Now, what is the next step? We need to write down elements matrix equation, right? So we will go to next step. I will write down here only. Now we need to write down what? Element matrix equation, right? We are interested to write down element matrix equation. So what is element matrix equation? You know that for bar under axial load, it is AE by L 1 minus 1 minus 1 1, right? This is stiffness matrix multiplied by displacement, that is U1 U2 is equal to force, that is F1 F2, that is F1 F2, right? That is F1 F2. Clear? So this particular matrix, it is called as a stiffness matrix, right? This particular matrix, it's a displacement is given by force, right? Is given by force. Now we need to write down stiffness matrix for element number 1. Let's say stiffness matrix for element number 1. How will calculate stiffness matrix for element number 1? We need to write down area of element number 1. What is the area of element number 1? 137.44 into E of element number 1. See, for element number 1, this is the inner element, which is element number 1. What is E? It's a 200, right? So E is 200. E is 200 by L. What is the length of this element? It is given 100 mm. Length of the every element is 100 mm, right? So upon 100 into 1 minus 1 minus 1 1, right? Clear? So tell me this, how much you are getting? Tell me this value, how much you are getting?
$274.88.
27.
4.88.
All of you check. 274.88.
274.88.
274.88.
0.88, right? This is again minus 274.88, right? This is minus 274.88, and this is 274.88, right? Now see, all of you see, this is element number 1.
उसको गीगा
Element
पास्कल में रहने देंगे ई को.
see, I'm telling you, in the first lecture only I told you that, see, I will repeat it now only. See, if we have that length or diameter in mm, right? If you have area in mm square, right? If you have E in gigapascal, okay? And if you have forces in kilonewton, there is no need of any conversion. Because what is the meaning of gigapascal? Gigapascal, it is same as kilonewton per mm square. Understood? What is the meaning of gigapascal? It is kilonewton per mm. Is it okay? So see, na, gigapascal, it is kilonewton per mm square, right? Forces in kilonewton, this is in mm. So you have uniform units, right? Clear? Now see stiffness matrix for element number 1. See about element number 1. If you see any element, either 1 or 2 or 3, it is between same node 1 and 2. It is between same node 1 and 2. So just write down 1, 2, 1. Is it okay? 1, 2, 1, 2. Clear? Now go for stiffness matrix of element number 2. Stiffness matrix of element number 2. For that you require area of element number 2. That is 471.23 into E of element number 2. E of element number 2. See here 180, right? It is given as 180. Right? Upon length of element number 2. Length of every element is same. That is 100 into 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. Okay, so let me know how much value you're getting.
848.21.
848.21, right? This is minus 848.21, right? This is minus 848.21. And this is again 848.21. Yeah. Right? Now see, if you see the element number 2, again, it is between same node 1 and 2, because every element it is between same node 1 and 2, right? Clear? Is it okay? Now go for stiffness matrix of element number 3. Stiffness matrix of element number 3. For that you require area. What is the area of element number 3? It is 706.85. E of element number 3, it is 120. Upon length of element number 3, it is same 100 into 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. Okay, so tell me how much you're getting.
848.22.
848.22,
48.22.
right? This is minus 848.22. This is again minus 848.22. And this is again 848.22. Okay. As you know, this is element number 3. It is again between same node 1 and 2. Right. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Right. Is it okay or not? All of you understood or not?
Yes, sir. समझ में आ गया.
Okay. Now see, we need to go for now global matrix. But
Global
before
matrix.
that, right? Before that, you should know the size of the global matrix. What is the size of the global matrix? Size of the global stiffness matrix. Okay, for size of the global stiffness matrix will be determined by number of nodes,
Number of
nodes multiplied by number of nodes multiplied by degrees of freedom. Number of nodes multiplied by degree of freedom. So number of nodes here are 2 and degree of freedom is 1. So there are, what is the what multiplication you're getting? 2. So what is the size of the global matrix? It is 2 by 2, right? So if I need to write down global stiffness matrix, Kg, okay, I need to go here for 2 rows, right? 2 rows and 2 columns, right? 2 rows and 2 columns, right? Clear? So this is your global stiffness matrix, right? Now simple, you know that it is 1 2 1 2, right? So only just pick that and place it here only, right? So let me pick this first matrices 1 2 1 2. So this is basically here like that, right? So it's straightforward. So just put 274.88. Here you will get minus 274.88. Here you will get minus 274.88. Here you will get 274.88. Is it okay? Is it okay or not? Let me know. Is it okay with this one? I just
yes, sir.
pick this matrix and place it here. Now again go for this element stiffness matrix of element number 2. This is again 1 2 1 2, right? So again you need to pick and place in the global stiffness matrix, right? So here I will get plus 848.21 minus 848.21 minus 848.21 plus 848.21. Is it okay? Is it okay or not? Right. Now go for element number 3. It is again same. You just need to pick and place it here. So again, I will start this matrix plus 848.22 minus 848.22, right? Minus 848.22 and here 848.22, right? This is 848.22. Is it okay or not? 848.22. Clear? So now
Yes,
let's,
sir.
okay, this is your getting as global matrix, global stiffness matrix, right? Now you know that global stiffness matrix multiplied by displacement is given by force, right? Clear? This is given by force. So just write down that matrices here only. Clear? So tell me this, how much you're getting? This value.
1971.3
1971.31.
31.
Next, this value.
Minus
Same.
Tell me,
minus
how much?
1971.31. Minus
Minus
1971.31.
Next, this value.
Minus 1971.31. Same है sir, सिर्फ minus sign आ जाएगा.
Right. And here it is plus 1971.31, right? Okay. So this is your global matrix. You need to multiply it by displacement, right? So what is the displacement? U1 and U2, right? Is equal to F1, F2 is equal to F1, F2, right? So now you need to solve this equation. Basically, you need to solve these matrices so as to get the values of displacement. But before solving any equation, you try to impose the boundary condition. Tell me from this diagram, what is the boundary condition?
U1 is 0.
Right. U1 is 0. See, if you talk about node 1, at node 1, this structure is fixed. That means node 1 cannot move. Node 1 cannot move. That means what? Displacement at node 1 is 0. Okay. So if you see this, okay, if you see this, then what I will do? I will make this U1 to be equal to 0. Okay, U1 is 0. So whenever any displacement gets 0, what happens is that particular row, right, and that particular column gets cancelled. Okay, so this row, this column gets cancelled. What you have? Simply 1971. Okay, I will write down this into this is equal to F2, right? 1971.31 into U2 is equal to F2, right? Is equal to F2. Now see here, 1971.31 into U2, right, is equal to, what is the force applied at node 2? See here, what force you applied at node 2 here? What is that force?
80
You apply?
kilonewton.
80 kilonewton.
80 kilonewton.
Right, 80 kilonewtons. So that is 80. Okay, that is 80. Clear? So from this, you tell me what value of F2 you are getting. What is the value of, what is the value of U2 you are getting? What is the value of U2 you are getting?
0.0405 mm.
0.0405 mm. 0.0405 mm. So this is the value of displacement you are getting at node 2. Now see, if you see this diagram, see what is the force applied at node 2? It is 80 kilonewton going towards right hand side. At node 2, it is 80 kilonewton going towards right hand side. So at node 1, the reaction should be of same magnitude, right? So at node 1, what is the reaction? It is 80 kilonewton only, right? But it should go in left hand side. Are you getting this point? At node 2, how much force is applied? 80 kilonewton, right? That is going towards right. Okay, so as per the principle, for every action there will be equal and opposite reaction. So what is the reaction produced at node 1? It is obviously 80 kilonewton, but it is in left hand side direction. Okay. So if you put this value of F2 as positive, so reaction at node 1, which you will get, it should be negative. Right? It should be negative. So how to calculate that value? It's a simple way. See, you already know it should come as minus 20. It should come as minus 20 only, right? So let's see whether it is coming minus 20 or not, right? So for that, how to calculate F1? How will you calculate F1? It is first row multiplied by this column is equal to F1, right? So it is 1971.31 multiplied by U1, okay, plus minus 1971.31, okay, into U2 is equal to F1, right? This row multiplied by column. You go element to element multiplication, right? Is equal to F1. So you know that this is 0. 1971.31 into U1 is 0. Okay, so this is minus 1971.31 into U2. Now only you have calculated the value of U2, 0.0405 is equal to F1. F1. So tell me what value of F1 you are getting.
79.838.
How much?
Minus 80, sir.
Minus 80.
How much value you are getting? Try to get exact answer.
Minus 80.
79.83.
See. How much you are getting?
Minus 79.83.
Minus 79.83, right? As I told you, it should be minus 80 only, but it is coming approximately equal to minus 80. Getting or not? All of you getting this? What I need to convey?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you take summation of forces, that is F1 plus F2. Okay. F1 now you calculated as minus 79.83 plus F2 is 80. So your summation will be approximately equal to 0, right? When your summation is approximately equal to 0, that means what? Whatever the value of displacement that you have calculated, it is correct. Getting my point? Because from this displacement only you have calculated this reaction. Okay. From displacement you have calculated the reaction, right? So if your summation of forces is coming 0, that means what? You have correctly calculated the value of reactions. Is it okay? Is it okay to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, understood all of you this thing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is all about what? This the problem which is
एलिमेंट
basically
मैट्रिक्स
asked
ऊपर बताओ ना
about,
फिर से सर.
which process?
एलिमेंट
step?
मैट्रिक्स इसके KGFU is equal to F.
Okay,
इसके
global
बाद वाली जो
stiffness
मैट्रिक्स
matrix.
बना है.
Okay. There is doubt with the
Okay.
global stiffness matrix.
Okay, sir.
See this one. See this one. See, I'm telling you how to verify that. You have correctly formed the global stiffness matrix. How to verify that? Okay. So for that, okay, see this diagram. For that, see this diagram. See this diagram. See at node number 1, how many elements are connected? 3 elements. Similarly, at node number 2, how many elements are connected? 3 elements. Okay. So you are getting this three terms, right? Three terms at every node. That means you are correctly form the global matrices. Now, how to form these global matrices? See here. See, stiffness matrix for element number 1. Okay, see here 1 2 1 2. Okay. So what is the location of this element? It is 1 1 1 1. So at 1 1 I will put this value 274.88. Now go to this point. What is the location of this element? It is 1 2. So at 1 2 it is minus 274.88. Next you go here. Okay, what is the location of this element? It is 2 1. At 2 1 you need to put minus 848.21. So at 2 1 it is minus 274.88, minus 274.88. Okay, again go to here 2 2 it is 274.88. So this is 274.88. Understood? See this term, this term, this term, and this term, it is from first element. Now if you go for this term, then this term, again this term, and this term, it is for second element. And if you see this term, again this and this, it is for third element. Getting this point or not?
Yes, sir. Got it.
Have you
Yes,
got
sir.
this? Okay. So this is
Thank
how
you,
to
sir.
form the global matrices. Once you have global matrices, you need to basically solve these global matrices. But before solving the global matrices, you try to impose some boundary condition. Okay. So if you apply the boundary condition, what happens? See, boundary conditions are essential because if there are boundary conditions, then only that structure can sustain, right? So when you apply the boundary condition, okay, your equations get reduced. Okay, and further you can solve, right? But once you have U2, you try to calculate reactions, okay? Because if your summation of reaction, all forces is tending 0, that means what? You have correctly calculated the displacement. See, getting or not? Because you're going to calculate reaction from the displacement. So if your reaction is right, obviously your displacement will be right. Because these reactions further you need to utilize for getting condition of equilibrium. Okay, so this is the condition of equilibrium and it is tending 0. That means you correctly solve the problem. Understood? Understood, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is it okay? Is it okay? Okay. So what we will do is, today we're going to stop with this numerical, and in the next lecture we will take the problem which is based on the, again, structural field, but it is with the thermal effect. Okay, where you will have coefficient of thermal expansion, right? Where you will have coefficient of thermal expansion. Okay.